Surya Kriya is a powerful process of activating the sun within you. When I say activating the sun within you, sun is in every aspect of whatever you see on this planet. Fundamentally, it is the solar energy which is driving life on this planet. So when we do Surya Kriya, we want to generate that energy within the system. There is a cousin to Surya Kriya, which is a Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a kind of practice that evolved out of Surya Kriya. Surya Namaskar is largely a way of saluting the sun, but Surya Kriya has more spiritual intentions. Surya Kriya has more powerful connotations attached to it. The different dimensions of Surya Kriya. Physically, it's a powerful process. The way it trains your mind, there are few parallels to it. There are mystical dimensions to it. It is a way of adjusting your body to the celestial activity. So this is a way of adjusting your system, not just your physical system, your energy system, your psychological process, to the celestial geometry, so that you are in sync with the existence. The sun's cycles happen in once in 12.25 to 12.5 years. The moon's cycle happens in 28 days. If your physiological cycles run in sync with the sun's cycles, your physical health will be great, your mental balance will be perfect, and your life will happen effortlessly. So the idea of yoga is that your body becomes a possibility, not a barrier. If that has to happen, everything within your system should function with least amount of resistance, with least amount of friction. The idea of Hatha Yoga is to knead the system, not just the physical body, to knead the whole system in such a way that all these frictions are machined out or smoothened out in such a way that after some time if you sit here, there's absolutely no sense of friction within you. You have only the outside to deal with, nothing else. There is nothing that this is not an issue anymore. This mechanism is no more an issue. Only if it becomes like that, you can deal with the outside with a phenomenal ease and capability. Now, coming to Surya Kriya is a phenomenal process in that direction to bring smoothness to the system. This smoothness to the system or this well-oiled feeling within yourself will not come unless you are in sync with the larger system, which is the solar system. The larger body of who you are is the solar system. That is why this is called as Hatha Yoga.
Surya Kriya includes several aspects that enrich one's life, develops mental clarity and focus, remedies weak constitutions, boosts vigor and vitality, balances hormonal levels in the body, prepares one for deeper states of meditation.
You are being the ultimate outlaw. You must understand what is outlaw. Many of you have suffered in-laws. I hope you won't meet too many outlaws. But when we say the ultimate outlaw, you must understand all laws are of some meaning only in the physical sphere. Suppose you did not have a body. I want you to just imagine yourself, you don't have a body. What law do you have to follow? You can go wherever you want, you can do whatever you want, yes? Only because you have a body, where to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do. Only in the physical realm, the laws have a meaning. One who has transcended the physical, he has no laws, so he's outlaw. He's out of all laws. This is what spiritual process means. Within yourself, you're out of all laws because once you transcend your physical nature, none of the laws bind you. In the society, yes, but within yourself, no, because you're an outlaw because you're out of the physical nature. So in that context, he is the ultimate outlaw. And Mahashivratri is his day. The significance of the day is that on that day, there is a phenomenal upsurge of energy within the human system. This is why on that night you are not supposed to sleep, you must keep your spine vertical so that you make use of this natural upsurge within you. So on that night there's a huge festival here. This year, this is going to be a mega festival because we have crossed the 21-year cycle. This is a new cycle. And it is going to be a phenomenal event. It's an incredible night and we will have many things happening on that night. Our teams are working to make this into a major possibility for every human being. And we will also make it happen across the country and in many parts of the world, in various cities, having video feeds and stuff, though there is a time difference in the other countries. And as a precursor to this, in a way, not really a precursor, but this is a special event which happens only once, that is, we don't repeat this. This will happen in December. Till now we have done 3 special events like this, where their production quality, entire ashram is done up for this purpose, not like other programs which are repeated, this is only one-time programs. We did Vaibhav Shiva, which was about how Shiva taught yoga. Then we did 3 years later Leela. This is about how Krishna taught yoga. Then about 3 years ago we did Mahabharat, which is the grandest story that you can imagine. It's a story inside a story inside a story. It is the most phenomenal story, it's the longest story on the planet. So, an 8-day event happened like this, hundreds of hours of videos, they're still editing, not released after 3 years. So this year, in the month of December, between 22nd and 26th, we will have an event which is about the devotees of Shiva. We have not… There are different types of cultures which have evolved out of devotion for Shiva. They are in different geographical locations in the country largely, and they have their own practices, they have their own traditions, cultures, their own flavor, their own poetry, their own music. So this will be an exquisite event of music, art, poetry, and of course the spiritual fundamental. So this will be about the devotees of Shiva. This will be a limited number of people, we can't have a crowd like this but others can hang out later, okay? We'll make it available to you in some way. So this will be a 5-day event in the month of December, starting on the winter solstice, which is 22nd of December, 21st of December. It's an event to look forward to because it's a one-time event, we will not repeat those events again. Those of you who can afford to be there in terms of time and whatever else, please make sure you're there. I'm excited.
what are the best practices for someone who is dead serious?
Dead or serious?
Well, you referred to this last night.
It once happened. There was a Sufi master in Basra. No, Basra? Basra is that place which is famous for pearls today in Iraq, or it's famous for bombing, whichever. So, someone came and said, please give me a teaching. He refused, no teaching. And more important people started coming to him and said, please give us a teaching. He said, no teaching. Now, because he refuses to teach, he became very famous. So one day, a great scholar in the area who is well versed in all the scriptures and everything, he came and insisted, you have to teach. You have something that no scholar can have, I'm beginning to realize that. So you have to teach, you cannot keep it to yourself. So, the Sufi master looked at him and said, I am not giving a teaching to you, not because I am not willing, because you are not willing. The scholar said, what are you saying? I am not willing, I am here, I am asking you, I am the one who is asking. And you are saying I am not willing? Now the teaching that I give, you will not be willing. He said, what is the teaching? Are you willing? Anything, I am willing. So, the master went inside, brought a dirty-looking piece of cloth and gave it to him and said, wear this as your loincloth. You take off all your robes and nice clothes, wear this as your loincloth. The scholar looked at this dirty piece of cloth, said, what this? Not just that. Then I will give you an empty can with a string, wear it around your neck. And I will give you a few sweets, peppermint. You go on the street to the marketplace. All the young boys will look at you and tease you and throw stones at you. Whoever throws a stone at you, take out a peppermint, grin at them and give them a peppermint. The scholar said, this is ridiculous. What will happen to me in this town if I do such a ridiculous thing? See, I told you you're not willing for the teaching. Because the question is just this, do you want a teaching that you like or do you want something that transforms you? That's a question. So now you're asking this question, I am dead serious. So the first and foremost thing is you must make yourself non-serious, which is not possible. So the only way you can make yourself non-serious is to be ridiculous. You know? Can you do that? Can you get up and do a jig right now? Do it. You must do it the Indian way, the Indian jig. No, you must do the Indian jig. So, you see you're getting little non-serious now. Not dead at least, still serious, not dead. So, just loosen up your life a little bit, laugh a little more, involve yourself with people around you, do things that you think is not so important. Don't do things which are very important. Do simple things. It's very important you do simple things. Very important things you're doing in your life, you will become dead serious. No, Bertrand Russell, an Englishman. Bertrand Russell said, if you're beginning to think that what you're doing is very important, you need to take a holiday.
So holiday does not mean coming to India. Holiday is every day, in those 24 hours you must take a holiday from your seriousness. From your seriousness has come essentially because of your self-importance. You hold yourself as an important person. I want you to see you are like a speck of dust in this existence. Tomorrow morning if you disappear, for sure in India nobody will miss you. Even down under, they won't bother much, A handful of people, they will also forget soon enough. Isn't it so? Woof! Nature does woof, you're gone. And nothing will happen in this world, everything will happen wonderfully well even if you're not there. Every human being should be aware of this every moment of his life. It does not matter what the whole world says about you. It does not matter how significant a work you're doing. You must understand that tomorrow morning the world will go on fine without you, whoever you may be. Isn't it so? If you constantly remind yourself of this, you'll have no reason to be serious. Definitely not dead. And don't be dead now. A time will come. It's time to be alive.
Rudraksh as a seed, this tree mainly grows at certain altitude. Somewhere between 6,500 to 12,000 altitude is where Rudraksh grows in the Himalayan region. And it has very unique vibrations. If you hold a Rudraksh upon anything which is positive in nature, it will naturally go clockwise. If you hold it on something negative, it will go anti-clockwise. If you hold it on something neutral, it will swing like a pendulum. I want to show you what it does, okay? This is just paper, all right? You know about this Rudraksh going clockwise, anti-clockwise, something? Okay. You must tell me which way it's going. Which way is it? This is clockwise, right? Right now, I have not done any energy transfer or anything, just crumpled it, okay? Just crumpled it. Just watch this. What's it? So, I don't know if they told you, I'm sure your parents must have told you, your clothes should be properly folded and kept, your bedclothes should be properly folded and kept. This is the difference it makes in your life. In this country, we were always told, after you wake up in the morning, if you do not fold your bedclothes, then devils will come and dance on it, demons will come and dance on it, and then when you go to sleep next day in those kind of clothes, it's going to affect your life. And that's just a dialectical way of expression, and it's true. What we call as a devil or demon is a negative form of life. What we call as a divine is a positive form of life. That which sustains you, that which enriches you is divine. That which affects you in a negative way is the demon. So just this paper, if you just crumple it and keep it, it attracts the negative form of energy. If you keep it properly folded, it becomes positive. This is why from everything to everything, how the house should be, where you should place what. If… I don't know, these days it's all going away, we are going by modern aesthetics. Otherwise, if my grandmother was here, everything where what should be what, everything should be in a particular way. In the house, if you go probably, if your mother comes from a traditional background, in the kitchen if you go, always salt and tamarind will be kept together, never separately. Do you know this? Is it so? Still maintained? Yes, because all this awareness, unfortunately, just became tradition. It's beautiful that it became a tradition, but without giving the necessary understanding to people why it is so. Simply do it. After some time, somebody comes and says, why should I do it? I'll keep tamarind on my head, salt somewhere else. It doesn't work like that. All these items have something to do with how you live, everything, how it should be kept. So the whole science of seeing how this human being can function at its maximum vibrance, even a simple peasant in this country knows about it without knowing about it. You know, he does not intellectually or consciously know about it, but he just knows this is how it must be done. Because the whole system of yoga was made into a cultural format and given to people because people saw the impracticality of teaching every aspect to every human being on the planet. So just make it culture and leave it to them. I want to see that for the next few generations later, as mothers would teach people, children to brush their teeth, yoga will just happen in their lives. This was so earlier. Earlier, Agastya Muni did this to the whole of southern peninsula, that in every home, everybody has an understanding of how to allow this being to attain to his full potential. So these things were made aware of, a simple thing like this. Many of you are already doing asanas for at least 6 months now, you could experience this. You keep 2 shirts, okay? One shirt you do like this, both washed clean ones. Do like this and keep it for 3 days, another one neatly fold it and keep it there. After 3 days, wear one, close your eyes and feel it, wear the other, close your eyes and feel it, just see how it feels. They're very different. So every aspect was brought into life. So what you see as this culture, because this is a land without God, this is a land without religion, this is just a certain science transmitted as culture. Because of various distortions, that science has become all distorted. Putting it back is not easy to the whole society. We want to put it back at least into a few people, hoping that they will be able to impart it to the rest of the larger society sometime in future. If we produce 1,000 people who really perceive, understand and live that way, I'm sure these 1,000 people can impart it to 1,000,000 people. Those 1,000,000 people can do it to many more people. And they may produce many, many more people who are capable of receiving this and things may happen. Not about washing the dirt on your skin, but a certain purification on a deeper level happens. In line with your ears, here, at that point you put little cold water. Once your cellular structure is charged with energy, it will remain youthful for a very, very long time. In most Indian languages, in common usage, the word hata means being adamant. This is a quality that you will need. Your body says, enough, I had it, but you're adamant. This is Hatha Yoga. Your mind says, I give up, I can't do this anymore. But you are adamant, you simply do it. So Hatha Yoga is about creating a body which will not be a hurdle in one's life. It will become a stepping stone, but not a hurdle, not a roadblock in one's progress of blossoming into his ultimate possibility. So simple tips. I am not known for giving tips. Bad reputation I have, but simple tips. In the yogic culture, a shower, there was no shower. Bath always meant dip in the river. You always went to the river, dip, come out and do it. If you do this, your muscles will be good. So, an alternate way of doing it is, usually in our homes, the pail that we use to pour water is this big. At least it has 4 liters of water. If you do this, the whole body, that's it, always… I'm not going to insist on this for the ladies, your hairstyles and everything, but always a bath means the first pail of water is on your head, always. Putting cold water on your body will shift the heat into your brain very rapidly, it should not happen. So this is why those who don't want to wet their hair, at least should take a little bit of cold water and put it, there's a point here, in line with your ears, here. At that point, you put little cold water, immediately you will see a certain cooling happens in the head region. After that, you can have bath with just the body. But otherwise, you always… the first pail of water is over your head, not on your body. So what you do is, you fill the bucket and that's the best way to do it in the morning. The body should be immersed in water, that you're trying to create a simulated dip in the river, okay? At the same time, the whole body should be… at least the skin should be covered in water at the same time, not like this, like this, If you pour water, the whole body… the body should think you're taking it for a dip. So, if you pour like this, there is a certain coolness in the system and muscles become very flexible. Shower can do it too, if the shower is forceful enough, or at least if the volume of water is good enough, shower can easily do that. It's always best that we use water which is little cooler than the room temperature. Just a certain volume of water to flow over you, or to be immersed in a water which is cooler than room temperature. Because if this happens, one thing that happens on the surface is the cells, the epithelial cells will contract. When they contract, they open up all the pores. The pores between the cells will open up. The cells themselves have pores. We don't want that to open. That will open if you put it in warm water. If you dip your body in a hot water tub, the cells will open up and take in water. That is not always a good thing to do. You put the body in cold water, the cells will contract, the in-between spaces will open, and that's important for practicing yoga. Because we want the cellular structure of the body to be charged with a different dimension of energy. If the cells contracts and allow space and then you practice your yoga, then the cellular structure in the body is charged. Why one person seems to be far more alive than the other is essentially because of this. And once your cellular structure is charged with energy, it will remain youthful for a very, very long time. When people are thinking, why the old bugger is still not dead, you still feeling like you're 25. Hatha yoga is a way to frustrate the world also. So, water which is cooler than the room temperature. In India, it is… in South India at least, it's not so much of a problem, the water is always in that temperature, ideal place. But if you're in a colder country, if you're in a temperate climate, the water may be too cold. That is not good. The water must be, let's say, within 5 to 8 degrees centigrade lower than the room temperature, not more than that. So if you have a tendency to catch cold initially, first couple of weeks, you put a spoon of eucalyptus oil in the water, cold water, and pour it over you. You will see your cold will go away, not because of the eucalyptus oil, just because of the cold water. If you have an infection and something else where excess mucus is being generated, that needs to be treated differently. But as I said, the water should be just somewhere 5 to 8 degrees below room temperature, not an excessively cold water, no. If there's any kind of interaction, any kind of mingling and mixing of whatever kind, if you're in a crowd for too long, when you go home, first thing is shower. You must do this. If it takes 3, 4, 5 showers in a day, it doesn't matter. For a sadhaka, it's good to shower many times a day. You shouldn't overdo it. But there were times when I used to shower minimum 5 to 7 times a day. Now it's come down to maybe 2 definitely, sometimes 3. 2 is a must for you. More is good. Any kind of physical contact happens with somebody, a period of more than, let's say, 6 minutes, if you're even holding somebody's hand, before you do yoga, it's best that you have a shower. This is not a cleansing thing. We are not trying to clean the body, that's not the point. It's not because somebody is impure, you're trying to clean your body. Yoga is a way of organizing your energies into an individual. So if any kind of transaction happened too much, if I come and sit in a program, I'm not even physically touching anybody, if I sit in a program for 2, 3 hours, first thing is shower. Because just the interaction creates a certain amount of… the integrity of your energy becomes little loose. So at any time, first thing when you go home, shower. Shower need not mean soap, shampoo, this, that. A bucket full of water, boom. Just water flowing over, it purifies. How does water purify without washing and scrubbing? Not like that. You know, in nuclear reactors, they're using certain metals, particularly metals like titanium and even platinum and few other things. If they want to purify these metals, they want metals in the purest form. In the normal laboratory process, they can only purify to a certain point, beyond that they're not able to purify. So what they do is, you make a rod of this metal and make another ring. Just move it up and down without touching. Just do this, you will see the metals will get purified. So 72% of your body is water. You just throw water over this, there is a certain purification. Not about washing the dirt on your skin, that is anyway there, that's a different thing. But a certain purification on a deeper level happens, just allowing water to flow over you. Have you seen, suppose you are very tense on a particular day, when you go and stand under the shower, you don't want to come out, you want to just stay there for some time. Those 3 minutes or 5 minutes in the shower hasn't solved any problem in your life, but when you come out, it looks like it's gone. You're like born fresh. Have you noticed this? You feel it's all gone because all that's happening is, this is largely 2/3 of it is water. If just water flows on this, certain things will change.
Each of these videos is a construction, and whoever reaches the end is helping to sustain this work. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, and of course, give it a like. Also, take a look at the links in the description. There are more paths for you to explore. Thanks a lot, big hug, and see you in the next video.